Cool. So we're gonna get into mantra again. So another round of singing and meditating on vibration and contemplation and all of this. So round two for mantra, just summarizing what we focused on last week. So mantra is the repetition of select words or phrases to induce a deeper state of meditation. There are three utilities, uh, three uses for mantra. The first is as a tool to enhance contemplation. So each mantra, each syllable, each sound, one is a language, but it's embedded in a slew of philosophical thought. Whereas in English, one word pretty much has one or two definitions. Each word within the spiritual languaging of Sanskrit has a world of concepts connected to it, and that's something you want to look forward to as your vocabulary and understanding builds over time. These words become more and more meaningful. So as a tool for contemplation, the second utility of mantra is that it increases sensitivity to sensation, and that's because we're singing or even sort of repeating the words or the sounds in our heads. It induces a sense of vibration, either physically or psychically, and it's something to focus on. And then the last is, and I think this is its most pronounced use, is just to increase focus. And so as we all know at this point, our minds are distracting, but how do they exactly distract us? It's often through either like visual experience, we imagine things and we literally like see it play out in our minds, or through a voice. That voice uses language, it uses our language, and it uses grammar. And so mantra is a tool to push back that languaging that pulls us away from objective or open awareness. Cool. So refresher. What I wanted to talk about today is the value of sort of like tipping points. And so one philosophy we discussed is that life is infinite change, and this is called anitya. And because of that, nothing lasts forever. And that's, very literal. Nothing lives or exists forever. So this speaks to our mortality, but it also means that like no experience, no phenomenon, no chapter of our life, no relationship stays as it is for long. And if we really get into it, it's like everything's changing by the second in one way or the other. And so the utility of transition points or tipping points is that it increases our awareness because something's changed. And because of that change, our minds sort of like wake up and observe something new. I think the best way to think about this is the current situation of the world. We're all like very alert. The contrary or sort of like the complementary thought is that stillness or being like embedded in the same routine for longer and longer periods of time will induce unawareness or sort of suppress our consciousness. And a really cool way of thinking of this is a hunter stalking its prey, right? The tiger is going to like sit there in the grass and not move. It's going to like sort of resist anitya, resist change. And in that, the deer or the gazelle, whatever it's hunting, is entirely unaware of this thing that's not changing at all. And so our minds just sort of overlook things that seem to be stagnant, right? And then the tiger pounces, and then the deer like looks, something changed, and the game of, prey and predator carries on. But what it means for us in our practice is that as we use the mantra, especially to increase sensation, if you want to pay more and more attention to the transition points between the sounds from consonant to vowel, right? Ah to there's going to be this moment where your awareness picks up because there's a change. And even though it's so subtle, meditation is a subtle art, you're going to feel that relationship between heightened consciousness and transition points. And so what we're going to do today is just play with that. We're going to break the om into its sort of like phonetic representation, which is ah, u, and we're going to spend time repeating the om this way. And what you'll feel is as you pronounce the ah of the om, it's going to resonate in your belly. It's a deeper and sort of like lower vibration along the torso. And as you shift the ah to an oo, and you're very aware of it, you'll notice your awareness picks up. That vibration or resonance is going to lift up into your chest or your heart or your throat region. And then as you collapse the lips and pronounce the that vibration is very obviously going to lift up into your skull. And so we're going to slow everything down today. We're going to spend about 5 minutes repeating the om, sort of broken apart into ah, u, And then we're going to shift into om, namah shivaya, and just use it as building our sensation and our sensitivity. And then we're going to quiet our voices, get a little more soft, Om Namah Shivaya, sort of whispering as we sing, and that's going to actually boost awareness again because it's a transition point. And then we're going to repeat it in our minds, and you're going to feel that even when I repeat the mantra in my mind, I sing it in my head, I can still feel the echoes of that vibration. That's going to increase our sensitivity even more. And then we're just going to cut it and hopefully just exist in silence, which is the big point. Mantra is just a tool to get to sort of this empty mind, or shunya. Cool, makes sense. Awesome. Let's get into this then. Happy you're all here. Let's start this week well. Comfortable seated position. Beautiful. Hips tilt forward, spine lifts. Rest your wrists on your knees. Rotate your palms up to the sky. Spread your fingers very wide. And shut your jaw. Press your tongue firmly into the back of your two front teeth. So those that are into yoga, right, you go to the yoga classes, you do the physical stuff, asana, right, your pose. In Sanskrit, very often the last A of a word, at least how it's spelled in, sort of Roman characters, is muted. And so traditionally asana is asan. And what it means is seat of consciousness, that I'm taking this seat very literally in the seated pose, and I am empowering my awareness of my own being, and in that the world, but we are first. So just take a second to appreciate the ritual of your pose and your posture. And now you are in an asana. You are in a seat of consciousness. Now appreciate your stillness very quickly, and that it is a gesture, a statement of self-control and internalization. Now let's slow down our breath. Breathe into the belly, then into the torso, and then get up into the collarbone and the base of the throat. As you exhale, slow down your rhythm, and of course, feel the torso recede back into center line. And the game with the breath is to always breathe more slowly. Always. And I would say 95% of the time, you can breathe more slowly. So yogis were very detail-oriented characters. They labeled and dissected everything. They put everything into hierarchies and relationships. And from that discovered how any dimension of life, whether it's sound, whether it's touch, whether it's an object, whether it's a natural phenomenon, an internal phenomenon, everything when organized becomes a roadmap either to the external or towards the internal. And so sound is no different. There are 4 levels of sound. The first is vaikari. Vaikari is audible sound. It's the consequence of 2 objects clashing and creating vibrations in air. And so if you breathe right now and you hear your breath, that's a vibration in air that your ears are picking up. Vaikari, first level of sound. And so when we chant the Om, we're working with this first level of 4. For the next 5 minutes, we're going to pronounce the Om in a specific way. A, U, M. A represents creation, or Brahma. U represents preservation, or Vishnu. And represents Shiv, destruction, transformation. I'm going to sing for a couple rounds so you get a sense of what it sounds like, and then you're going to carry on by yourself. So just listen well, open your eyes or open your ears. Vaikari, audible sound. One more time. Take a deep breath for yourself and sing the mantra, A, U, M. And so what you want to feel is this movement. The resonance starts off in your belly or the center of the torso. And as you funnel your lips into a little pursed hole, and you pronounce the U, the vibration lifts into your chest and into your throat. It rises. And then as you collapse the mouth into the the vibration lifts all the way into the head. Now, Nitya is infinite change. Tipping points, moments of transformation, empower our awareness. So repeat these 3 sounds very slowly. Become hyper-conscious of when you're about to change from one vowel to the next vowel to the closing consonant. And of course, enjoy and savor the experience of these vibrations. They feel good. So you're repeating the mantra as you exhale. And then take the time, be very patient with your inhale as if you're just meditating normally. Feel the belly swell, the chest swell, breathe all the way into the collarbone and the base of the throat. And as you start to exhale, you'll sing the mantra, you'll sing Om. Now the 3 utilities of mantra, contemplation, sensation, and concentration. Right now, it's just sensation. While the mantra means something intellectually, we're using it to learn how to feel our bodies more intimately. So you don't have to sound perfect. You don't have to understand what it means. You just have to feel the resonance in your chest. Slow down the mantra dramatically. Double its length. Notice the mind, the 3rd layer of the human condition, a little confusion, a little impatience, a little doubt, a little insecurity. Always there. But there's also curiosity. excitement, eagerness. Feel yourself look away from those thoughts, those perceptions, which is Maya, illusion, and come back to feeling the resonance of your slowed down mantra with more intensity. As you change from syllable to syllable to syllable, vowel to consonant, ah, ooh, notice a spike in awareness. Next phase, change the mantra to Om, O-M, and slow it down still. The vibration still rises up the spine. Enjoy the robustness of Om pronounced in this way, the depth of it. You're still working with the first layer of sound, Vaikari, audible sound, vibration in air. Adding to the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Purely focus on sensation. Again, notice the transition points and how maybe your awareness spikes in those moments of change. Vowel to consonant. Again, slow down the mantra dramatically. Song and voice is just vibration attached to an exhale. And in the same way that it's always powerful to slow down the exhale, it's powerful to slow down the mantra. And now decrease the volume. Still singing, but as close to whispering as you can. And because you've changed the volume dramatically, at least at the beginning, your awareness should spike. Something's new. Something's different. Let me pay attention. Alrighty. Now repeat the mantra in the head. Sing it within your mind. And notice you can still hear your voice singing the mantra, and you can still feel the resonance. And so this is the second layer of sound, madayam, the middle sound, between the external and the deep internal, madayam. Repeat the mantra, sing it silently within the mind. And feel the same patterns of resonance, the same movements of sensation. And now repeat 3 ohms in the mind. Om. And feel the ascent, the rising of these psychic vibrations. And after these 3 ohms, one time, ah, u, within the mind. After that last chant, silence. And notice the quiet, the absence of singing. Do your best to feel the vibrations in the body as they naturally arise. Pick a specific point to focus on for the closing part of your practice this morning. Slow down your breath and deepen your focus. Now you are meditating. You're doing nothing. You're just breathing. You're just sitting. And you're working to control the mind. When you hold the mind in stillness, whether for a second, a minute, or an hour, that is dharana, single-pointed awareness. Become authentically curious of what you feel. That's going to help out a lot. Just 3 more breaths, very slow. Now mindfully bring your hands to heart center. Feel the symmetry of your moving body from left to right. Drag your shoulder blades down, boost your posture at the end, tilt your hips forward, feel the spine lift vertically. Now let's just contemplate Om Namah Shivaya, Om, a truth beyond my perception of truth, a truth beyond my mind, beyond my dreams, beyond my perceptions. Namah Shivaya, praise the auspicious one, the Adi Yog, the first yogi, the first person who took the initiative to look into themselves. Om Namah Shivaya. So you're embracing the deep legacy of this practice and of your practice, and the beauty and the history of this little thing you're doing, this addition to your morning routine. So many details of our lives nowadays are new and fresh and updated, but this is something old. And old things have unique value. So just feel that, contemplate. That is exactly what I'm doing. I'm looking into myself. And once upon a time, before looking into yourself was a thing, there was someone who decided to do it for the first time. And it catched. And now, however many thousands of years later, I'm learning to do this thing also. A quote from the Katha Upanishad, old book. Of many I go the first. Of many I go the midmost. Maybe you're the only person you know that meditates. Of many you go the first, going inside. But you're not the first person. You're in the middle. People have done this before. People will do this after you. Slow down the breath. Notice it quickened. Bring your thumb knuckles to third eye center. Lift your chest. Drag your shoulder blades down. Lift your elbows so your forearms are parallel to the horizon. It's very pronounced, like a peacock opening its tail. So I want you to feel the pressure of your thumb on the forehead. And it's a vibration, right? It's touch, it's tactile. So the fourth level of sound is pashyanti. It's the sound that is not heard, but the sound that is seen and felt. So as you feel this touch, bone on skin on skin, nerve sensation, whatever it is, repeat the Om one more time and realize that that touch is a vibration as well. Pashyanti. Release your wrists to your knees, strong pose. Notice your confidence, your alertness, your wakefulness, and yet you're calm. Slowly open your eyes when you're ready, and as your eyes open, I'm no longer meditating. The Sanskrit word is jagrat, waking consciousness. Take a couple breaths.